Hey, Battle Bill, here with another video, and today we're getting some more Season 6 Ultra League Premier Cup Go Battle League battles. We have quite the spicy feature for you all today in the form of Magmortar. Now, these are my actual battles. I went through PvPoke, I scrolled the list, I'm like, what's spicy, what got an update to its moveset, and I came across the Pokemon of Magmortar. I also have a shiny one, gotta get that extra shiny damage in because this pick is spicy. Now, the update that Magmortar had to its moveset was it has access to the quick move of Karate Chop, and with the midpoint Season 6 update to moves, Karate Chop now generates energy quicker, and it's essentially a clone, the fighting clone of Vine Whip. Magmortar also has access to charge moves of Fire Punch and Thunderbolt because of its community day that it had a couple months ago. And I was quite curious to see, what kind of fun I could have with Magmortar and potentially find some sort of niche play with it. And honestly, I was quite surprised. And I can't wait to showcase these set of battles for you all because this could be something. This could be a pick, a spice pick that people could have success with that might throw some people off just because of the fact that it can cover its own weakness of water types. So if you're excited for this spice content, as always, please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. We're continuing to grow at rates that I'm not used to, and I'm extremely appreciative of it. Let's get into these battles. So we have Magmortar on a Toxicroak lead, not looking like a positive lead, so my safe swap for this team of 3, Magmortar, Swampert, and Venusaur, turned into Magmortar, and they countered with an Obstagoon, which is not quite the counter to a Swampert. So I'm thinking to myself, I could play this out, potentially win switch, or I could potentially get shield advantage, as long as, they don't boost and whatnot. So let's see how many Hydro Cannons I can spam, and let's see how many Night Slashes they're going to get off. And they actually double, oh no, they don't, hold on, I jumped the gun a little bit there. They double shield here. I'm going for another Hydro Cannon. They're going to double shield on this one, and because this is a Magmortar feature, and I have both their shields, I have 2 shields on my own, we CMP tie there, I'm going to let Swampert go down, because Magmortar has access to Karate Chop, which is going to deal double super effective damage to the Magmortar. To the Obstagoon from the Magmortar. So I'm like, alright, they get to a charge move here, it's only a Night Slash, I got to it pretty quickly, let's see how much damage it could possibly do. Magmortar's pretty glassy. That Night Slash did more damage than I would have preferred. I really wanted to get the Karate Chop down. They unfortunately get to another Night Slash here, forcing my first shield, but I still have a second one. I'm fully expecting the Toxicroak to come back in, and they do come into the Toxicroak, but they don't let me farm them down. They actually swap into it, which doesn't lock my Magmortar onto it. So I'm like, you know what? Let's line up a better matchup in the form of Venusaur onto this Toxicroak. I want to save this shield for Magmortar, so I let that Sludge Bomb come through. I'm just hoping I can get to a Frenzy Plant, maybe 2 if they want to overfarm, potentially take out the Toxicroak, or get it low enough where I can get even more farm on my Magmortar, and potentially, sweep whatever their last Pokemon is with my Magmortar. So what do I decide to do here? I actually don't remember. Oh, I do decide the shield just because I know I can't Karate Chop down, and Magmortar's pretty low, so I just know that, honestly, if I don't use a shield here, it's just going to go completely to waste. I overfarm a little bit, go for the Frenzy Plant. This will get rid of the Toxicroak, and now this all falls on whatever their third Pokemon potentially is. I think they wait out the switch timer, and we're going to come to find quite the pick that I want to see as their third Pokemon. It's Excavalier. They pull an amazing swap there to catch a Fire Punch onto their Obstagoon. And right now I'm stressing. I'm like, how much is one Fire Punch going to do to an Excavalier? It takes double super effective damage, but Fire Punch isn't exactly a great move. We're going to find out right here. The Fire Punch one-shots the Excavalier. I was so hyped because, again, Magmortar, quite glassy. So Fire Punch doing a little bit more damage from that attack weightedness, and again, Excavalier taking double super effective damage. That was quite the way to finish off a match. Magmortar one-shotting Excavalier with Fire Punch. Getting into the second match, we have a Magmortar on an Abomasnow lead. So it's looking like a positive lead. They safe swap into Driftblim, and then I go to myself, this was a great lead and all, but don't have a great counter in my back line for this Driftblim, and I overfarm here. I fully know this is going to be an Icy Wind. I end up shielding it, which is unfortunate, and they debuff my attack from that happening. So that was a misplay on my part. There are going to be quite a few misplays throughout this set of 5. Mostly because, again, using a new team, it's really hard to put together a spice set and then use a whole new team around it and get used to it while trying to put out the YouTube set for you guys, and then also save my sets for Twitch. I'm making excuses. I apologize. I shouldn't be making some of these mistakes, but, they happen. We're human. At this point, I know a Shadow Ball is going to come through, but they haven't shielded, so I have to let this go through. I do not want to be down shields because I know Magmortar is going to need it. I'm going to overfarm here, hope to potentially take out the Driftblim if they don't want to use a shield and keep switch, or, you know, obviously get the shield and hope I can get to another Hydro Cannon before they get to a charge move, and we get a little bit of lag there. I over tap because of the lag. I do think I would have gotten to that Hydro Cannon before they would have gotten to this next Icy Wind, but then again, we both lagged on both ends, so they potentially could have outpaced me there. I don't know the exact count off the top of my head, so I ended up shielding because I had the Hydro Cannon. I threatened their last shield. We're in a no shield situation. I now swap into Venusaur because I know I'm going to lose switch. I know the Driftbloom's just going to farm me down, and Magmortar is not going to be able to farm down this Driftbloom. I also don't want the Magmortar to take any damage. They then swap into Abomasnow, trying to figure out their win con here. They most definitely want to keep their Abomasnow away from my Magmortar. But the reason why I swapped him is because I was fully expecting to lose switch and have the Abomasnow lined up with my Venusaur. So I was hoping, you know, maybe they would really just get greedy in this situation and I get off 2 Sludge Bombs. I was thankful I was able to get off 1 Sludge Bomb. And the only potential win con I have at this point is to use Swampert as a shield, try and farm down this Abomasnow. And as much as the Karate Chops are super effective, it's a Vine Whip clone, and we have to keep in mind is even super effective Vine Whips from Venusaur don't do a ton of damage. So these super effective Karate Chops aren't doing a great amount of damage. I'm trying my best to over farm. I think I nailed that. I also could have potentially tried to pull a sack swap on Swampert there. I get off the Fire Punch here. I'll take out the Abomasnow. I'm fully expecting the Driftbloom to come in, but they come in with Swampert, and this is just going to be GG. So, honestly, Magmortar did everything it could in this battle. It won me the lead. It took out the Abomasnow. I didn't have a great swap for their Driftbloom, and if I would have had a great answer for their Driftbloom, I would have kept my Venusaur lined up with their Swampert, and I honestly could have won this match, but I misplayed the swap. It also wasn't an amazing swap. Also, it needs to be taken note of. I didn't point it out in the matchup, so you're not going to see it now, but that Driftbloom was also XL, which is why I was tanking those Hydro Cannons quite well, and after that debuff really... After me letting that debuff come through, it really set me back making that mistake. So again, some slight misplays on my end, but Magmortar didn't do any wrong. And so far, I'm quite enjoying playing around with it. It was definitely a unique pick. Like, think about Vine Whip energy generation with a cheap move of Fire Punch and then a move like Thunderbolt to hit something like Empoleon. No, we're not going to stay in this matchup. We're going to be taking way too much damage from the Waterfalls, as much as the Karate Chops would be super effective and the Thunderbolts would be super effective. They safe swap in a Dragonite onto my Swampert, but it's a Shadow Dragonite, so I'm hoping, because I throw right away, they won't shield, and I could potentially flip switch, get Venusaur onto the Empoleon, and then have Magmortar on whatever their third Pokemon is. Hopefully Magmortar beats it. They end up not shielding the Sludge Wave, which is huge. Gets their health really low. I will get to another Hydro Cannon before they get to the next Dragon Claw, so this will either threaten the shield or take out the Dragonite. We have to see what they decide to do. They'll most likely shield. They want to keep switch. They do end up shielding. And then I'm hoping to myself that they'll overfarm and I can get to a Hydro Cannon. Unfortunately, they decide to throw here. Do I commit to getting both shields? No, I don't. I let this Dragon Claw come through. I know I'm not going to be able to flip switch. I would be able to get their second shield, but then they'd be able to Dragon Claw me down, which just isn't a great situation. So I come back in with Magmortar, and even though these Karate Chops are resisted and non-stab, Shadow Dragonite is so glassy. Magmortar's attack is pretty heavily weighted, like I mentioned earlier. I was able to actually Karate Chop it all the way down. And this isn't the worst thing in the world because the Empoleon comes in, gets in a couple waterfalls, but this is where the Community Day move comes in pretty clutch on Magmortar. I land a super effective Thunderbolt, and that did a lot of damage for non-stab, and their last Pokemon ends up being a Kingdra. So we're not in the worst situation. I think this is going to come down to a wire. I don't want to spoil it. I'm going to throw the Frenzy Plants. These Dragon Rats are going to add up. I'm very worried about a potential Octazooka debuff, but I'm also hoping I can get off this Frenzy Plant before they throw their Octazooka and I potentially get debuffed, because honestly, Octazooka is the play here on their end. There's no reason to throw an Outrage. I'm shielding this move no matter what. Actually, do I shield this move? No, I don't actually, because I know it's an Octazooka. I'm shielding it no matter what. Great call, Battle Bill. I apologize. I do a lot of matches. It's hard to remember it all. My logic here was save the shield for Magmortar. I have to obviously shield the Octazooka is going to come through because it's super effective. And I didn't realize where their Empoleon's health was at. I mean, that health energy was at. So I was hoping I can Karate Chop down. And I got stuck in the middle of a Karate Chop turn. They had enough for a Hydro Cannon. They took me out. It was a heads up play on their end because I was going to Karate Chop them down. I'm pretty confident I would have won CMP if I wasn't stuck in the middle of the quick move turn, because Vine Whip is like a 2 or 3, probably a 2-turn move. So I was literally stuck right in the middle of it, which didn't allow me to throw my move because there's no way Empoleon wins CMP there. But heads up swap on their end to win that. And it was very unfortunate timing. I did everything I could there, considering the fact that I lost lead really hard. And again, Magmortar made some solid plays. Magmortar almost came in clutch there. I wonder if I would have shielded the Octazooka, but then it's just... Then I have to get all the way to a Frenzy Plant to take out the Kingdra. They potentially Dragon Breath me down. It really wasn't worth it in that situation. But getting into this next match, we had a positive lead with Magmortar on Tangrowth, and they had Gallade safe swap. And again, this team of 3 wasn't really ready to deal with a Gallade safe swap because I didn't want to take all the confusion damage in a 2-shield matchup with Venusaur here, and now I have to constantly worry about all the Leaf Blades that are going to come from the Gallade and use all my shields here to potentially try to get Switch, or at least, you know, get their shields to equal out my shields, and hopefully get the Gallade low enough where either Magmortar or Venusaur can come in and finish off its remaining health. So honestly, right now, Magmortar is not the problem with this team of 3. It wasn't built to handle certain safe swaps that I ended up running into, but Magmortar doing pretty well. I get Leaf Bladed there. I come in with Venusaur. I'm going to have to take all this confusion damage. I don't want the Magmortar to take the confusion damage. I don't want the Magmortar to take a close combat, or even a resisted Leaf Blade would hurt. Whereas here for the Gallade, Venusaur's resisting all the moves and double resisting the Leaf Blade, so that really didn't do that much. The confusions did hurt a lot. Their lead was the Tangrowth, so I'm fully expecting that to come in. So I also brought in Venusaur here to farm. I wanted to, you know, land the Sludge Bombs. They pull a really great swap there. I don't end up falling for it because I was not confused. I knew they knew where my energy was at, so I was just being patient, and I knew they couldn't throw right away. And unfortunately, in this match, I make a mistake too. So I throw back-to-back Frenzy Plants when I really don't need to. That Empoleon did not have any energy. I could have overfarmed a bit. And then I go immediately into Magmortar when the Tangrowth had some energy from before. And Tangrowth has Rock Slide. Rock Slide was nerfed. Tangrowth doesn't get stab on it. But Magmortar's glassy and it's super effective. So it one-shots me. And I'm just going to get outpaced to the next Rock Slide here before I can potentially get to a Sludge Bomb. And they're going to, I guess, kind of sweep my back line. What I could have done here to play this a little bit better, potentially win, was staying with Venusaur, farm a bunch, catch a Rock Slide on Magmortar, sacrifice it there. It's a Magmortar feature, so I wasn't trying to use it as a sacrificial shield in this set, but that was my one play. Get to a Sludge Bomb on the Tangrowth, and then potentially get to a Frenzy Plant if the Sludge Bomb wasn't enough, depending on if I caught the move and they didn't farm a lot. But anyhow, let's get into this final matchup. Magmortar is still not done making crazy plays. Again, this is another positive. If you're going to run Magmortar, you do want the Community Day move. We landed a Thunderbolt, a super effective Thunderbolt on the Charizard, and because of that, we would have won the no shield. They're going to throw a Blast Burn here. We're going to let this through. We resist it, but it does a good chunk because, again, we're glassy. But then they swap. They don't let us farm them down. They come in with Gallade again, which I'm like, maybe if I throw a Fire Punch, this will help my back line deal with this Gallade. They let it come through. It does about half a Gallade's health. Like, Magmortar's going off. Magmortar's putting in work. It clutched the first match. It landed a Thunderbolt here on the Charizard, which was absolutely insane. Almost one-shotting it. And then I come in with Venusaur here because I'm hoping I can Vine Whip down before they can Confusion down. Or at least, you know, get it low enough, potentially force their energy like I'm doing here. Because with Swampert and Venusaur on the back line, Gallade is a huge problem. They end up close combating there. I wasn't paying attention where their energy was at, but if they have a lot of energy, the players will come in with Magmortar to catch a potential move, and that's what I do. They had a bunch of energy from all the confusions, and obviously their defense is low, so they wanted to get out their move ASAP. So I let Magmortar go down there to the Leaf Blade. I didn't have a choice. I didn't want to use a shield. I Mud Shot down the Gallade, and then I'm hoping I could potentially win out this match. Now, the Charizard is almost dead. I overfarmed. I had a 2-shield, a 1-shield advantage. I overfarm on the Sludge Wave, and they still pull an amazing catch. A great play by my opponent there. And even with my 2-shield, the 1-shield advantage, the Dragon Breaths are just going to be too oppressive. Even if I don't get debuffed by the Octazookas that are about to come through, I'm not going to be able to pull out this match once they pulled their swap. And I was fully expecting it, which is why I overfarmed. And even then, your opponents, when you're doing these battles, again, I'm doing these battles at the legend rating, around that 2,900, 2,800, 3,000 elo. These are highly skilled opponents. I landed the Sludge Wave there. I'm going to try to get to 2 Hydro Cannons, even though these Hydro Cannons are going to be like double resisted. Probably wouldn't even take out Kingdra's remaining health even this low. And I just fall short of the last Hydro Cannon. And I get Dragon Breath down because they pulled an amazing swap. Great play by my opponent. We end up going 1-4 in the set, which is unfortunate. But Magmortar made some absolutely insane plays. Could have been 2-3 there. I think there was another match where I made a huge misplay, where this honestly could have been a positive set. And Magmortar was not the problem. So maybe you in the comment section want to think up some teams. honestly, I don't want to recommend Magmortar as like this is new meta. It's not new meta. It was a lot of fun to use. I think it could be a unique niche pick if you want to get spicy. I think it's actually capable of being a spicy pick that wins on the right team comp. And just as I always say, when I try to put out the spice content, I'm limited to 5 sets a day. I apologize. I don't always come up with the perfect team comps, which is why those safe swaps ended up being problems in certain matchups. But because I'm also, again, saving the rest of my sets for Twitch so I can do my battles live so you guys can watch those battles for that content there. So I wish Niantic, would give me a practice mode so I could test out the spice and then show you my ranked content on Twitch. Unfortunately, it's just not how it goes. But I gotta admit, just like the spice Pokemon yesterday, Excadrill, I was pretty impressed with. I gotta say, I might have been a little bit more impressed with Magmortar. It put some work. People weren't really expecting the Community Day move. They weren't expecting the spamminess with Karate Chop. And I think the buff allows it to have a little bit of success. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Let me know if you thought that was a fun set. I want to continue, especially because I already hit Legend. I want to continue putting out as much unique, spicy content. You guys seem to love that. Whenever I put out the crazy videos like the Machoke one and also literally the Excadrill one yesterday, the views are great on it and you guys have amazing interactions and the support is extremely appreciated. I cannot thank you enough as always. I do think I have a go-to team for Ultra League, and I don't want to wait until obviously the end of Ultra League to put it out because I want to get you the go-to teams also along with the spice because I'm definitely still trying to win. I'm definitely still trying to put together positive sets and give you valuable content on top of spice. I want to give you, the best of both worlds as much as I can on this channel, but I'm still testing it. It's still in the testing phases. It's looking good. It'll come out before the first week of Ultra League Premier is over, though. And it might be featuring a thick Umbreon, level 50 XL Umbreon. Just throwing that hint out there. I'm really trying to make Umbreon work in Ultra Premier. Umbreon in regular Ultra League, I feel like it's going to be absolutely insane. But I don't play a ton of regular Ultra League. Maybe once I figure out the Ultra League Premier team, I go to regular Ultra and I figure out an Umbreon team for that. You let me know if that's something you want to see. This outro, way too long. I apologize. But on that note, please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you all in the next video.